Internal combustion engine enables the driver to decide which source of power is appropriate for the travel requirements of a given journey. Major U.S. auto manufacturers are now developing feasible hybrid electric vehicles, and some are exploring fuel cell technology for their electric cars.
The preparation of abstracts is an intellectual effort, requiring general familiarity with the subject. To bring out the salient points of an author's argument calls for skill and experience. Consequently, a considerable amount of qualified manpower that could be used to advantage in other ways must be diverted to the task of facilitating access to information. Public demand for education has remained strong, reflecting the importance of education as a means of social progress. Aware of the added value of education to the world of work, the government continues to innovate and update the education system in order to produce a qualified and competent workforce. Charlie Chaplin and his brother Sidney were placed in an orphanage at a very early age. Becoming a vaudeville performer, he joined Fred Karno's company in 1906. He made his film debut in Making a Living and introduced the famous seedy and soft-hearted gentleman tramp routine, which became his hallmark. Numerous films for various studios brought him world fame, all based on his mastery of pathos and slapstick acrobatics. Most succulent plants are found in regions where there is little rainfall, dry air, plenty of sunshine, porous soils, and high temperatures during part of the year. These conditions have caused changes in plant structures, which have resulted in greatly increased thickness of stems, leaves, and sometimes roots, enabling them to store moisture from the infrequent rains. Most succulent plants are found in regions where there is little rainfall, dry air, plenty of sunshine, porous soils, and high temperatures during part of the year. These conditions have caused changes in plant structures, which have resulted in greatly increased thickness of stems, leaves, and sometimes roots, enabling them to store moisture from the infrequent rains. Imagine living all your life as the only family on your street. Then, one morning, you open the front door and discover houses all around you. You see neighbors tending their gardens and children walking to school. Where did all the people come from? What if the answer turned out to be that they had always been there, you just hadn't seen them?
In the ever-evolving landscape of healthcare, the integration of cutting-edge technology, patient-centered care models, and a focus on preventive measures is essential for improving the quality of medical services and enhancing overall well-being.
The complexities of the modern workplace demand a multifaceted approach to career development, including lifelong learning, adaptability, and a proactive mindset to thrive in an ever-changing professional environment.
Buying directly from farmers at markets allows you to understand the processes that make up food systems, gives you insight into the seasons and the land, and creates a connection between you and the people who grow your food. Small-scale farms conserve soil and important fields, meadows, and surrounding open spaces that are crucial to maintaining a healthy environment. The aim of our research was to explore how moving home at a young age affected the development of preschool children. There are many different reasons why families choose to move home, some of which are positive and some less so. Over a period of 10 years, our research team has investigated whether the conditions surrounding moving home, or indeed the fact of moving itself, contribute to children's development problems. In a genuine republic, the will of the government is dependent on the will of the society, and the will of the society is dependent on the reason of the society. In Federalist 51, for example, James Madison claimed that the extent and structure of the government of the United States make it dependent on the will of society. To work effectively with heterogeneous student population found in our schools, Educators have the responsibility of acknowledging the cultural backgrounds of their students and the cultural setting in which the school is located in order to develop effective instructional strategies. The term women empowerment is all about authority, or the power embarked on women sharing indistinguishable rights. The term refers to the liberation of women from socioeconomic restraints of reliance. Women comprise around 50% of the country's population. However, there is an important difference between getting feedback while cooking a meal and getting feedback while building a habit. When it comes to building a habit, feedback is often delayed. It's easy to taste an ingredient or to watch bread rise in the oven.
Saying no to these people can be particularly difficult because we like them and want to support them. Not to mention, we often need their help too. Collaborating with others is an important element of life. The thought of straining the relationship outweighs the commitment of our time and energy. This is not to say you should never attend another meeting, but the truth is that we say yes to many things we don't actually want to do. There are many meetings held that don't need to be held. There is a lot of code written that could be deleted. This is especially true in health, fitness, and medicine, where every person and company seems to believe it is their duty to make things more complex. Every workout routine you find is the best one. Every diet expert says their plan is the optimal one. The classic image of a lion tamer is one of the entertainer holding a whip and a chair. The whip gets all of the attention, but it's mostly for show. In reality, it's the chair that does the important work. From going to offices, grocery shops, supermarkets, hospitals and so on, our dependence on transportation has become inevitable. It has for sure reduced the time of travel but has increased the rate of accidents. One of the best examples of that is what I call outcome think. In my experience, this is the biggest thinking error we make. So many of us obsess about outcomes. In fact, many decision theorists encourage outcome think. Indecision is something almost everyone can relate to. I remember the first day of high school as it was yesterday. My teacher playfully told us that your life is the result of the choices you make. Roads are not the place for you to showcase your stunts or experiment with drifting techniques, no matter how empty the roads are. Penalties for traffic rule violations are updated on a regular basis to keep the number of road accidents in check. Leaders and communities around the world have been trying to emphasize on the importance of saving water by funding various activities to preserve water, and organizing campaigns to motivate and support even the less privileged strata of society to lend a helping hand in the movement to save water. Water that is clean and available readily is important as it contributes to a great extent in maintaining good health. The uses of water are plenty. Human beings use water for drinking, cooking and other domestic purposes. Water has the potential to keep the human body and mind healthy and sound.